In this tutorial, I am going to show you guys how to set up in a Word document anything that you're going to be turning into my class that is a written assignment. Now, this has nothing to do with quizzes. This has to do with your creating a file, a document in Word, say, and then, see, let me start sharing here. There we go. So you should be able to see my Word document come up here. So I'm going to create my format, my correct format, just like you would if you were starting an assignment for my class, say an essay or a small paper that we're going to be doing. I use Microsoft Word. You can use any other compatible application that you have, but most people use Microsoft Word, so that's the one that I'm going to give you the tutorial in. Now, I have opened this up as a blank document. I have not changed a thing, but we have to change some things in order to make this all MLA format. Okay, first things first, I want to make sure that my font is the correct font, and it is supposed to be Times New Roman, and this is how you pull the font down over here. And you can see that mine is already in Times New Roman. I have set that as my default. Sometimes people's comes up as the Calibri, which is a different font than what we need to do. I want Times New Roman. They're all in alphabetical order. Just make sure that you scroll down to the Times New Roman. Let's see, I'll scroll down, down, down. There are tons of fonts to choose from. All of them are fun, but we need to stick to Times New Roman. This ensures that your instructor does not go blind because you pick some really loopy, cute font. So this is what it looks like right here, just to type a few words in there. Okay, so that is my font. I need to make sure that it is a 12-point font, and that means that the size just says 12 up here. You cannot make it smaller. You cannot make it bigger. I know that if you are required to make like a 3-page document, you want that font to be really big. Sorry, in the MLA format, everybody has to have 12-point font. So we've got the font and its size are all set to go right here. I need everything to be aligned to, whoops, I need everything to be aligned to my left margin. That is just fine. Usually, whenever you come into a Word document, you've got your margins set to 1 inch. That is what we want here. You see my ruler up here. I'm moving my cursor up here so that you can see. 1 inch on the left, on the right, on the top margin, and I'm going to scroll down here to the bottom margin. You see that they're gray. Those are my margins. So if those are not set that way, then you can go to page layout. You can go to margins, and usually, especially in the newer versions of Word, I'd say the versions that are 3 years and younger, will have all these fonts laid out for you. You can go to YouTube and see how to search how to make those fonts, but usually you just set it to normal, top 1 inch, left 1 inch, bottom and right 1 inch. So those are set as a default on mine. I would suggest that you set those as a default on yours as well. Now, the next thing, this is where people get the most confused, is on the line spacing, because we have double-spaced lines in MLA format. That makes it to where if you were to turn in a physical paper to an instructor, that those lines have spaces enough between them that the professor or the teacher could make notes. Now, in our class, I obviously don't see your physical paper, but we still have to stick to those double-spaced formats anyway. So I'm going to come up here to my paragraph part right here, and all of this is under the Home tab. If you're in somewhere else, like the Page Layout tab, these tabs take you to different menus up here in the Word document. So I'm under the Home tab, right next to the blue File tab. I have my paragraph section right here. I'm going to pull down my paragraph section. If I just toggle or hover over it, it shows me that I'm going to pop up a new menu. That's what I want to do. All my alignment is correct. All my indentation is correct. I want to go down here to spacing. And right now it is at a default set to double spacing. Now I do that because every time I open a document, I want it to be double spacing, but yours is probably either single, notice my sample changes down here, or yours may be 1.5. Multiple is not what we want. We want double spacing. That is the correct MLA format right here. Here's another thing that in the newer versions of Microsoft Word you will need to click. It says don't add space between paragraphs of the same style. This means that I don't want it to add an extra space every time I hit the Enter key on my keyboard. I want that. I do not want extra spaces between my paragraphs. If I do this, if I don't have this box checked, then every time I hit the Enter key, it does a double space plus another line. And so you end up with a whole bunch of extra white space that you don't need. So I have that set as my default, but I have to go in and check it every single time. So this is just something that you gotta have to get into the routine of whenever you open up a new Word file to create a new assignment. So I'm gonna click OK. That applies everything that I just did. So that is great. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put in my header for my MLA format. Now, if you've ever been in an actual physical classroom, a teacher will really want you to put your header or your name and the date and all of that stuff on your paper. This is because we want to know, okay, did this paper get turned in late? Did this paper get turned in, maybe a little bit early? It helps us to see all of that. And in MLA format, we have a specific order in which we put all of that information. We're going to put our name first, name of the students. So your name. So I'm going to put my name. Let's pretend that I am a student. There we go. There's my name. And I hit enter and it automatically double spaces for me. Yay, because we did that work before. Then I am going to put my instructor's name, my teacher's name. So let's pretend my husband used to be a teacher. Let's pretend that I'm in his class. So I'm going to say that my professor's name is Mr. Bontrager. You can put, in my class, you can put Mrs. Bontrager. You can put Mrs. Jana Bontrager. I don't care if you put first and last name. Some teachers are particular. We've got a little bit of wiggle room there, though. I'm going to put that right there. Then I'm going to put the name of my class. Let's say I've got mostly English 4 classes this year. So I'm going to say that we are in an English 4 class. That is the title of the course. Then I'm going to put my date. Now this date may look a little funky to you. This date is going to be my day first. Today is the 16th of August, and the year is 2016. Now, notice that I don't have my date, then my day. I put my day first. Why do we do this? I'll be honest with you, I'm not real sure why we put the day first, then the month instead of the other way around with the comma. I don't know. This is just what we do, and so I just have never asked that question. So that's how we do the date in MLA format. Now, I'm going to hit enter because my very next line is going to be my title for my essay. Now, my title needs to be centered. Now, I could sit over here and do my space bar. Oh my goodness, can you hear all that? Oh, no, that is going to be crazy aggravating to try and get it in the center of the page. We have a wonderful little button up here, and if I toggle over it, it says center. So I'm just going to click on that. My cursor goes all the way to the middle of my page, and it's already magically centered. Now, I'm going to put my title here, and of course, the title of my essay is not going to be title. It is going to be, let's see, Monkey Madness. Let's say I'm writing an essay about monkeys, maybe the difference between monkeys and apes or something like that. Now, I've got my title up here. I'm going to hit enter. Now, I have a problem. I still have my cursor centered. I need to put it back to the left align button up here. So if I toggle over it, it tells me align left, because whenever I start to type my essay, I want it to be aligned to the left, not the middle. Every paragraph in your essay needs to be indented. Now, some people think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. That is not correct. It is actually, you hit the tab key and it indents it. This indents perfectly. And then, of course, you just keep on typing, and then the next line will be aligned to the very left, and you don't have to hit the tab key, and so on and so forth. Now, this is something that is very important to your papers as well. I started going ahead and putting things into the big part of my paper, but we need page numbers in our paper. So I'm going to go up here to the Insert button, my Insert menu or tab up here right next to Home. I want to insert a header, so I'm going to pull that down. Okay, it's going to ask me what type of header I want. Well, let's see. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. Not a header, not a footer, a page number. I'm sorry. I messed that up. I want my header to be at the top of my page. This brings down, I'm not clicking on this. I'm just hovering over it. At the top of my page, I want my page number, and MLA format says that my page number on my page has to be aligned all the way to the right. So I'm going to pick the third one here because I've got my first one says it's aligned to the left. No, that's not what I want. Aligned to the middle. No, that's not what I want either. I want mine aligned to the right. So I'm going to insert. Oh, look at here. So it already put my page number right here. And it gave me a little dotted line because this is really technically above my 1-inch margin, but that is okay for my page number to be above my 1-inch margin. Everything else, and notice that everything else turned gray, not black. So if I double click on it down here, it turns black. My page number turns gray. I double click up here, and I'm back up here at my header. Now, I have to use my arrow key because my page number was selected there in gray. I used my left arrow key down here below my enter button to add my last name. This is also something that is MLA format. I add Bontrager because that's my last name, and then I kept my page number. Now, if I were to delete that page number, if I were to backspace or if I were to hit delete on that page number, then what I would have is I would just have deleted my page number and it wouldn't keep up with it for me. So I added my last name and then I kept my page number. I'm going to show you why we do it this way and not just go up here and add it in regular text. Okay, I've got Bontrager 1 right here. I'm going to hit enter to show you what happens whenever I go all the way down here to the bottom of the page and onto the next page. Now, I did not type Bontrager 2 anywhere. You saw me. I didn't do it. The computer did it for me because I put it in as a page number. I did not put it in as text. So it automatically, no matter if I write 3 pages, no matter if I wrote 52 pages, the format would now keep up with how many pages I have, and it would correctly put my page number on each page. So you really want to put it in just like I showed you, as put it in as, I'll show you again, insert, and then I come over here and I add it as a page number at the top of the page. You can go through and it's got all kinds of different ways that you can put the page numbers on there. We want it at the top right-hand margin of the page. So this is basically how we set up our MLA format. We've got our page number, which we just did last. We've got our heading right here, not our header. This is a header up here. I've got my heading with my name, instructor's name, course title, and date. And I've got my title here, my title of my essay here, and then I start in on typing my essay here. And you just keep on typing, and that is the basics of our MLA format. Get back over here so that I can stop sharing. And if you have any questions about anything, all you have to do is let me know in class. But thank you guys for watching. Good luck on your first essay that you attempt to do in MLA format.